So this is it. This is the place. Got some crows here. 33 degrees today. Another thing you gotta have if you come here to the coast, because if you have Mogo crisps in Nairobi, they're not the same. But if you have Madaf and if you have Mogo crisps in Mombasa, they are totally different. So that's where you should have them, diced up with the lemon and the chili. I'm actually feeling alright. I've been in the nice cool car. Pretty nice. Just another thing that I've ordered, guys. Fresh sweet potato. You gotta love this, and you gotta have this when you come as well. Second location of the trip, guys. Driven the whole day, but as you can see, we have arrived now. Just trying to unload the cars, and I'm loaded up again, guys. I've got 40 liters of Coke Zero in my car. I'm not even sure why. At least the big Cygnus has arrived, has let us arrive in peace. And honestly, guys, everywhere I could load stuff is what I've done. Hydraulic suspension is held up, but this was the big boy. This was quite a heavy fridge. 100 liters full of meats, and that's what we're gonna try and get out now. Alright guys, so final destination of the day. I am super tired, but we have reached a beach house finally. And I've offloaded and unloaded the car several times. But I think we should get settled now. I think we've made it. Just that 5 p.m. sun, so relaxing. This is our other car in the convoy, the big 200 series, my brother's 200 series on 35-inch tires. One of the original kitted out 200 series in Nairobi, to be honest. And the good old Cygnus, just look how good she looks on those 285/60 18 tires, already sitting a bit taller. This tire is just about 1.6% within stock, so not much heavier, and my god does it look good. So we've got a bit of tide coming in. Just gonna get some tea. This is the 29th of December. So as you can see with the hydraulic suspension, you can see the rear is actually overcompensated, guys. The car has been loaded. We've been taking passengers. Yesterday we went out, so I had the car fully loaded with people at the back. You can see the rear is actually overcompensated and gone much higher, and that's as a result of the hydraulic suspension just adjusting to the conditions and the added weight. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So Cygnus is now sitting higher in the rear, compensating for the fact that it's been experiencing more weight in the last trip. Once that weight is offloaded and whatnot and the trip is done, the vehicle just resumes. Happy New Year. It is 1st of January and we're already on the road. Today we're actually just going on these small roads here in Vipingo. We're gonna drive back to the town, back to Nyali, to a place called Jumeirah, where we can get a bit of a chill vibe. We're gonna go somewhere where we can get a bit of a chill vibe and just relax for the day, for 1st of January. So headed on the road, you guys can see these are the kind of little roads. This is actually probably a road that has been built for these kind of, private houses and whatnot that's here by the beach. So this is Vipingo area. It's before Kilifi but after Nyali, and it's a quiet town, very quiet town. You're not going to find a lot to do here. In fact, you can see right now we're driving through what is just a little village basically, but they have built the road, so it is accessible. We're planning to connect to the main road over here, hopefully. This is a newly built road, so Google Maps doesn't have it. You got clothes being sold here with mannequins. That's interesting. And so that's been the trip so far. The Cygnus has done so well. One thing I've got to mention with this car, you know, the 80 series would have got me to the same place as well, but the comfort level that Cygnus has done it with, I have this excitement every time I'm about to get in the car and drive, because it's such a nice, relaxed drive. You know, I've actually enjoyed driving in Mombasa, driving in Vipingo, which I've never done in my life. We've driven Naivasha, we've driven Nakuru, you know, the central routes, but not over here. So it's really, really chill to drive over here. It's just about 2:47 p.m. and it's 33 degrees. So that's the update for now, and this is the road. Check it out. Pretty relaxing. I hope this does come out at the main road, eh?
Definitely left, yeah.
Left, yeah?
Mm.
And that's it. Total Sharani is what it says. Total Sharani.
That's where we'll have to turn off for that.
So we have done another trip into town. This is where we are today. Just get a bit of chilled vibe on the first of the new year. By the beachfront, you park your car. And we got open grounds here. And the beach, of course. Last day, guys, we're checking out. It's freaking hot. Cygnus is loaded, wifey is ready, and we're ready to get the fuck out of here. Alright guys, so we have reached 2nd of January. So this is the last day of the trip. We are headed back home, which is always exciting. Now we left the beach house in Vipingo. So from Vipingo, we drive just slightly up towards Kilifi. We're not going back towards Mombasa. And then we're going to connect on this C208 road. So this is what we have in front of us. There have been many diversions. Many diversions on this trip as they are making these roads. But we at least are on our way. The map tells us we got about 8 hours ahead of us and about 515 kilometers. So we're gonna do this in a day. It's 10:22 p.m. 10:22 a.m. right now, and 31 degrees. Managed to load the car and get drenched in sweat, but now we're just gonna hit the beeline and see how efficiently we can do this. I'll update you maybe in Masaigainz Road, which is where we plan to stop. But yeah, this has pretty much been the conditions for the trip. Lots of corrugations and diversions and rougher roads. as soon as you get on tarmac, this Cygnus really shines. Now, I've got to admit, this is the first time I felt proper weight in the Cygnus. We're well loaded. The car definitely feels different when it's empty and when it's loaded, but it has coped as well as I can imagine. You know, on the corrugations and the rough roads, this thing has done really well. You know, I've put it through a lot, and it's just come out a hero. You know that feeling where you know a Land Cruiser is well built because you've gone on such hard roads and it's been so rough, you know, but the vehicle still gets you home, and you look at it and it's just smiling back at you, and it's still just perfect. So you fall more and more in love with these Land Cruisers. So we're on our way, and we will update you. Here we go, beeline. So we're about 35 kilometers out of Mombasa, joining onto Mombasa Road. So this is just some town in between. Google Maps tells you we just passed Mwambarua's family or something like that. Beautiful road, at least the road is done. Amazing greenery to see out here in the coast. You know, the El Nino rains have brought about some good changes actually. So much greenery, and you can just see how beautiful this drive is. Certainly enjoying it. This road is just slightly more washed out than the rest. You guys have to remember, when it rains a lot, it doesn't drain very well, and so even brand new roads end up being slightly washed out. But onward on the journey, really beautiful scenes, palm trees everywhere, real coastal kind of vibes. Alright guys, so we have another update. Been gunning it with the Cygnus, been going at good speeds. We're at Kwale County now. We're at Mackinnon Road, at the Mackinnon Mosque over here. Maybe a lot of you don't know the story of Mackinnon, and so if you're driving from Nairobi to Mombasa or Mombasa to Nairobi, a lot of the time we'll stop here and just give our prayers. Very nice place. And yeah, the story of Mackinnon Road and the mosque here, and the guy whose name was Ali Bagali, I believe, who's a renowned for his strength, and you know, he could talk to animals and all kinds of stuff. So you guys can read into the story, but we're here, we're giving our prayers, and now we're gonna head on our journey. From Mackinnon, our journey is showing 5 hours and 58 minutes and 392 kilometers from here. So 392 kilometers, 5 hours and 58 minutes. Let's see how long it takes us. It is exactly 12 p.m. on the dot, and we're gonna continue onward. So it's just coming up to 12:50 now. I think we are 1 hour away from lunch. We've booked a lunch, it's 1 hour away, it's in Voi. So we're still on this road, as you can see, but it's so beautiful. We've got more greenery, you know, since the rains came into these areas, and it's been really, really beautiful. The whole thing about this road is, of course, 2 lanes, guys. So you're constantly breaking speed, overtaking trucks. I've got about 100 flies and insects and bugs that have smashed on my windscreen. But we've got some nice mountains here, and we're carrying on. This road is not so good. It's straight, yeah?
Yep.
Sante. So just stop for lunch, and then we will proceed. So this is what we're having. Bit of chicken, bit of chips. So we're now just 2 hours out. It's 3:43 p.m. We have been cruising at 100, 120 and above. Cruising speeds. Temperature is still up, it's 30 degrees. But we're now just about 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours, 10 minutes out of Nairobi. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous road. We've got little bends in front of us. We are just relaxing. Open roads, mountains, decent road, and really enjoying. 3:44 p.m. We'll see how we catch on and what time we target to reach Nairobi. So as I said, beautiful open roads. I've really enjoyed this. We have been, you know, gunning it as best as we can on this 2-lane road. You guys know Mombasa Road. You know, it's all about timing your overtakes, timing the trucks, and just, you know, keeping on moving. So the Cygnus has been revving out, and you know, we've been enjoying that V8 sound. And that's the main difference. If you were riding a diesel, you'd be getting that torque low end, but over here we're revving out most of the time to keep moving. But I've got to say, what a crazy experience with this car driving to Mombasa. You know, it totally blows everything else out of the water in terms of the speed, you know, the cleanness of the power that you get. It really gives you a lot of confidence on this road. It gives me a lot of confidence to get in the car and say, yeah, we'll be in Nairobi in 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, depending on the traffic. So we're pushing on. It's just this exact kind of driving. Get in your gap, wait for the other trucks. As you can see, everything here is a truck, and if you get too slow, then the truck will have broken your speed. And now I think we're climbing. So we're climbing up here now, and on our way, scenery is just epic. Temperatures 30 degrees, mountains. I love it. Lots of bird poo on my windscreen. That I couldn't do much about that. The views are just epic. I think this. It's so great. Oh, much cooler now. Now we're reaching Nairobi. Much cooler air. Wow. Alright guys, we have made it. Tried really hard to get there in time. It's 5:23 p.m. We are on the expressway from Lolongo, so we pretty much are on track now. It's 5:23, so we did pretty well. You know, total coverage of 1,200-1,300 kilometers on the trip, but I'll round that up. But it's been really good. So we are pretty much in Nairobi now, and we'll catch up once we turn off the engine. But I think we have done very well. 5:24 p.m. having left Mombasa or Vipingo around 11. So pretty impressed. Here we are, and we're getting home now. Finally. This expressway is amazing, considering otherwise from Mlolongo all the way to Nairobi would just take forever, hours. But with this, could be 20-30 minutes. Fantastic. Alright guys, home sweet home. Holy shit. What a journey. Mombasa to Nairobi, and we've arrived at 6 p.m. That was insane. It's raining, of course, I've got to offload, but we made it, we did it, and it was amazing. The absolute freight train, the Cygnus.